In Parliament, as in cricket, every MP needs to score. There can be no freeloading. Your reputation alone cannot sustain you. Sachin Tendulkar has not attended Parliament for a single day in all of 2014. Is it high time that he either pad up or get out and stop insulting the honour that has been bestowed upon him? Joining us on the centre stage face-off tonight, I want to begin by introducing Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Member of Parliament from the Rajya Sabha. With us also at this time is Vinay Naidu. He's a sports journalist, understands Sachin Tendulkar, follows his story very, very closely. With us also Borya Majumdar. His headlines today is consulting editor, also Sachin's biographer. Rahul Mehra is a Supreme Court advocate and a member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, I come to you first. Do you think, given his dismal performance in Parliament, Sachin Tendulkar very quickly either needs to shape up or ship out, pad up or get out?
Rahul, I don't want to get into this shape up or ship out argument, but I think it is important for Sachin and indeed every member of Parliament who is nominated to Parliament and given an opportunity to serve, to know that they are in Parliament to serve. I think there is a misnomer in some people's minds that becoming an MP is like collecting an ornamental sort of an honor. Being a member of Parliament is about serving. Being a member of Parliament is about being in Parliament and doing what MPs do. There are a large number of people who leave behind their professions and leave behind many things to come to Parliament and serve, given the opportunity that they have been given. So I am immensely disappointed. I'm a fan of Sachin in terms of cricket.
Okay.
But I would have thought he would have brought he'd bring the same amount of discipline, integrity and commitment to this opportunity that he's been given that he did when he was given an opportunity in cricket.
Borya Majumdar, why has Sachin Tendulkar proven to be such a lousy MP? He's diligent as a cricketer, missing in action as an MP. He said something about his brother having undergone a bypass surgery that can only explain his absence for the last few days. Surely his brother hasn't been admitted in hospital for the entire year. Even if his brother has been in hospital for 10 days, what about all the months since January? Why is it that he scored duck after duck in every session, Borya?
Given an opportunity to serve, they should serve. There's no debate on that at all. Yes, Sachin's brother has undergone surgery, which is why, and I can tell you, he wanted to attend Parliament this session. That was the plan. He was away for about 2 months, from the early June to about the end of July. The moment he went back, he wanted to attend the monsoon session, but thereafter Ajit's problem happened, which is why he's not staying out of Mumbai even for a single day. Even today, he is in Delhi. Rahul, I'm sure you know, he attended the felicitation of the CWG athletes. Now,
that makes it worse. That makes it worse, Borya, that Sachin Tendulkar is in Delhi attending the felicitation of our CWG champions of the sports ministry, but he doesn't have time to go to Parliament. This brings me back to what Rajiv Chandrasekhar said. It's almost like it's an ornament he's collected. It's not a trophy, it's a service, and he needs to be present in Parliament. He can't take it so casually, Borya.
Let me finish. That you sort of interrupted me at a time when I was actually coming to the point that you mentioned. Sachin left Delhi in the afternoon because he got a call from the sports ministry last night to come and attend this felicitation only for an hour, and he's going back to Mumbai tonight. He's not spending even more than 2 hours or 3 hours. And he wants to attend Parliament. Let's make that very clear. He's not taking it lightly. He also knows he needs to attend it.
No, where was he in January? Where was he in February? Where was he in March? The budget session happened. He wasn't present. The monsoon sessions happened. He hasn't been present. He's been missing in action since the beginning.
I am not supposed to chronicle Sachin's daily life in January, February, March. All I can tell you is he will attend the winter session, for that's what I know. He doesn't take Parliament lightly. He also knows he's been given an opportunity to serve. He will serve. Even last year, he's given a plan, an extensive plan to the Vice President, to the then Sports Minister, to the MPs. He circulated that about sport for all. So he doesn't take his parliamentary responsibilities lightly. Of course, you should say that he needs to attend more. I'm sure he'll do that in future.
Rahul Mehra, do you think Sachin Tendulkar, Borya says he wants to serve, he wants to attend. Is that acceptable? Because his parliamentary record shows he's been missing in action, he's been inaugurating malls, He's been going watching cricket in England. He's been watching Wimbledon. He hasn't found time. Do you think Sachin's explanation that his brother is unwell is acceptable, because it doesn't explain what happened in January, February or March?
Rahul, you don't have to be wanting to be something in parliament. You have to be seen to be doing it. So let's cut this crap that Sachin Tendulkar wants to do something. If he wants to do it, nobody on planet Earth can stop Sachin Tendulkar from doing it. Number two, is Mr. Boria Majumdar the official spokesperson of Mr. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar? Obviously not. So let him not take that and suo moto.
You're making an important point.
As far as no, allow me to complete. As far as Sachin's cricketing credentials are concerned, nobody can doubt and nobody can take anything away from him. But I think he has really made a mockery of the biggest honor that he actually said that this is the biggest honor that has been bestowed on him. He's made a mockery of it. And Boria Majumdar, who makes no qualms of bringing down the administrators, should also play straight and with a straight bat when it comes to the legend of Indian cricket and I dare say world cricket. Two things, Rahul. Number one, would Sachin Tendulkar ever not come to the playing field if he has been selected by to be a member of Team India? Even when his father died, he came back and he represented India in the World Cup. That's Sachin Tendulkar. That's the commitment. That's the integrity. That's the level of passion that Sachin Tendulkar invokes. And that's the respect, which is why he gathers that kind of respect from India. He is Bharat Ratna, not only a Ratna. MP is not only a Ratna. It is Bharat first, then comes the Ratna. Don't treat it just as...
Those are very compelling arguments made by Rahul Mehra, that the same level of commitment that he showed to cricket, Sachin Tendulkar is not bringing the same level of commitment to Parliament. Vinay Naidu, why is it that Sachin is proving to be such a lousy MP? Why is it that he's not showing the same commitment that he showed to his days as a cricketer, when he was a cricketer? And if he doesn't enjoy this, is it not only appropriate that he relinquish his MP seat and let someone else who's eager to prove a point come in and get on with the job?
Yeah, Rahul, I don't think anybody can disagree on that count. And as the Rajya Sabha speaker said, that though he hasn't violated the Rajya Sabha Lakshman Rekha as yet, he has been absent for about 40 days. So he needs to improve his scoring surely, like he has been doing on the cricket field. But as Boria said, I would agree there that, given his long drawn plan, like I was speaking to Sachin and he said he was supposed to be in England, he had to play the bicentenary game, so he had a plan of about fortnight to prepare his practice or whatever. And then there was Wimbledon, and he's a public figure. Wherever he goes, we know what he's doing out. And clearly that he has been skipping the Rajya Sabha, but he has given the point. He had a plan to be in the Rajya Sabha starting the last week of last month.
No, but Rajiv Chandrasekhar, what I find disconcerting is that almost it's made to seem as if Sachin Tendulkar is doing someone a favor by incorporating in his very busy itinerary an appearance, a guest appearance almost in Parliament. Surely that cannot be the attitude that Sachin brings to the crease in Parliament.
Yeah, and I think his two advocates on TV are doing more harm than good. Look, nobody is doing anybody a favor by showing up in Parliament. It is a duty to come to Parliament and serve. The day you take the oath as a member of Parliament, you have a set of responsibilities and obligations that you have taken on, and you have to discharge them. By saying that I intend to do it, I have the best intentions, but I have this mall to inaugurate or that cricket match to show up, you are letting down the institution of Member of Parliament, and that's just a fact. Now you can spin this way, spin this any which way, but the only answer that Sachin must make is that, look, I'm sorry about the last 1 year. I did not pay as much attention as I should have to my job as a member of Parliament, and I will fix this going forward.
No, but
to spin
Rajiv
this into
Chandrasekhar,
something
I
else,
think you're being too kind. It's not just about what's happened since January. Let's take a look at Sachin Tendulkar's record since the time he got elected to Parliament in 2012. Now, since the time he got nominated, sorry. Navjot Singh Sidhu has spent about 72% of his MP Lads fund. He had about 19 crores. Mohammad Azharuddin spent 77%. Kirti Azad spent 39%. Sachin Tendulkar got 10 crore rupees. He spent zero. not 1 rupee, Boria, has been spent by Sachin Tendulkar as a member of parliament, the MP lads money that he gets. It's not just his attendance record. What's he doing with this money? It's a travesty.
Okay, now this I need to clarify to you. First, give me 60 seconds. My dear friend Rahul Mehra keeps shouting and getting excited on television. There's no need for that. Point number one, I am not Sachin Tendulkar's spokesperson.
Come on.
I am, one second.
No, one second. Let's not
Sachin
get
Tendulkar's
personal. Let's
spokesperson.
stick to the facts.
I'm
Let's
not.
be about substance, not about noise. Please.
I'm not Sachin
I have enough
Tendulkar's
ghosts
spokesperson
to
here.
spill out of your
I'm
closet.
not Sachin. Rahul
Rahul Mehra, I'm sorry. Allow Boria to complete. I don't want this debate to get personal. Let's stick to the facts. I set the rules. I decide how we moderate this. Boria, complete your argument.
Yeah, I am not, point number one, I am not in this debate as Sachin Tendulkar's spokesperson, nor as his advocate. I agree with Rajiv Chandrasekhar that it is an important responsibility to serve Parliament. Sachin should do it much more than he already has. So I'm putting that fact on record. Coming to the question that you've just asked me about the money, I also had an opportunity to speak to Sachin and asked him this very question, what are you doing with the funds? There are 17 or 18 projects that he has commissioned that he wants, and he's vetting reports across the country, not only in Maharashtra, which he wants to do with this money. And you will get an answer very shortly as to which other projects he's investing in with his Rajya Sabha.
Why is it taking so much time, Boria? The money's been available with him starting 2012. Not 1 rupee has been spent.
That I don't
That's
know,
just a
Rahul.
very
The point
inefficient
is what
way
I know,
of
I'm
using
telling
the
you.
money.
Correct.
And you
I'm
can't say
telling
I'm
you
making
what I
a
know.
plan. I will find a way, Vinay Naidu, of using this money. You've had the money since 2012. You haven't spent it. To my mind, that's a big zero on your MP report card.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're talking about the kind of projects that Sachin keeps looking at, and he is, personally monitoring and wants to, ensure that the funds are used for the best of the opportunities that people can get, that's fine. But there can be no defense to this fact that he has not been attending the Rajya Sabha, and he needs to. But the fact is, I want to know from other people out there that are we just trying to amplify this because it is Sachin Tendulkar? What about the other MPs in Rajya Sabha who are nominated? And we also nominate people most of the times knowing quite well that this man or person may not be able to attend all the time.
No, I'm sorry, Vinay Naidu, that's
what
not an acceptable argument at all, because when Sachin Tendulkar takes up a responsibility, he's not a kindergarten kid. He knows what he is stepping into. He knows that Parliament is not a joke. It's not a trophy that you pick up once. You have to go and attend. You cannot say that I don't have time. All celebrity MPs don't come. For heaven's sakes, even Rekha has a better attendance record than Sachin Tendulkar. She's come 7 times since being elected. That's pathetic to my mind as well. But Sachin has come only thrice.
I agree with you.
How do you even make that argument, Vinay?
No, he needs to stand up and answer to this. I'm not shying away from the fact that he hasn't attended, and he is an icon. He's a Bharat Ratna, as Rahul said, and everybody is going to question him this. And somebody who lives by the fact that, he's done so much in the world of cricket, by the way, people, every little child follows him in India. Looking at him as the idol. So he needs to step out and score for himself. So nobody else can answer for him. It is he who has to. But we are only presenting as to what we know unless
No,
he
okay,
comes
you
out.
make a point,
But at
and
this
I'll put
moment
that
in
question
time,
to Rajiv Chandrasekhar, because if at the record of the other nominated members recently, whether it is a Hema Malini, whether it is a Shyam Benegal, whether it is a Nargis Dutt, Vijayanti Mala, these people have all had very, very poor records. Hema Malini came only 50 out of 127 sittings. Dara Singh attended 76 sittings. So traditionally, they've had a bad track record. Does that in any way justify or explain what Sachin Tendulkar is doing? And what I must point out also to our viewers is, even Dara Singh, Hema Malini, Mrinal Singh, all these people have actually had much better attendance records than Sachin Tendulkar. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, is Sachin Tendulkar being unfairly targeted, as Vinay asks?
No, I don't think this is a question of unfairly targeted. I think it's a question of measuring up to your responsibilities and obligations. And if 5 other people have failed in that obligation, that doesn't let you off the hook. That's just the way it should be looked at. Whether a Miss X or a Miss Y or a Mr. Z don't do as good a job or do a worse job, doesn't let the fact that a man of this stature and a man of this accomplishment, when he comes into parliament, doesn't stick to his own standards of excellence and serving the nation. I think the issue with Sachin Tendulkar is that he has done so well for India in sport that people expect for him to have the same high standards of serving the nation in parliament. And when he does not do so, it is not only disappointing, it raises serious questions of why is he in parliament.
Absolutely, Boria, because there's some people who are close to Sachin Tendulkar who suggest that Sachin is not enjoying his parliamentary journey. Did he not think this through? Did he not fully understand what was involved? Did he just get carried away by emotion and therefore accepted to be a nominated MP? And if he's not enjoying it, if he doesn't think he has the time or the bandwidth to be able to attend parliament, should he not just step down as member of parliament? It's not compulsory that he continue to serve. If he doesn't have the time, if you can't go out and score runs, just get out.
Is that for me?
Yes, Boria, it is.
I don't think he's. I have not heard this. Let me put this on record. He's never told me this, that he's not enjoying and he wants to give it up, or he thinks this is a burden. I've said this. I'm repeating myself. I will keep saying it. He needs to go more. There is no debate on that. Rajiv is right. This is a responsibility. He needs to serve. Vinay and I, we are both echoing the same sentiment. And again, we are not advocates of Sachin. We are friends of Sachin. We are just telling you what we know, and that's about it. If you ask me critically whether he needs to go more, of
no, that's not the question. That question we've settled. I'm coming to this question, Boria. Should he not step down? Should he not relinquish his MP berth because he's clearly not doing the job that he's been chosen to do?
Provided he thinks he can do the job in future, as Rajiv mentioned at the start of this debate, provided he thinks he can attend much more in future, he can serve parliament to the best of his ability, there is no need for him to step down. Provided he thinks, no, he can't, then obviously there is a need for him to step down. I think he has the ability, he has the potential and the desire, that's the point, to attend in future, and I think he will, because that's what my understanding is, having spoken to him.
Well, if he has the desire and the will, he would have shown it by now. Clearly, desire and will have been missing in action, Vinay Naidu. If there was any desire or any will, a man who doesn't worry about what's happening with his family and goes out to bed, that's the attitude that we know Sachin Tendulkar possesses. If he had any of the desire or the will that Boria Majumdar speaks about, he would have already done a much better job than he has. That desire and will seems missing. Should he not just step down, say, I'm not interested, I made a mistake, before I make any more mistakes, let me just back off, I don't wish to be MP.
Rahul, you've already bowled a bouncer, and this is a tough one. And Sachin really will need to, hook and pull big time. But as I said earlier, the timeline for him is quite thin now. It's already 40 days that he has.
No, but I don't think it's a bouncer. I think it's a very straight ball. The least that is expected from Sachin Tendulkar is to show up to bat. Right now, there's a disciplinary problem. He's not even got to the pitch. He's going out. In cricketing terms, he's almost partying outside without even bothering to show up for practice or for the game itself. And that's not the Sachin India knows.
Yeah, fine. But
a bouncer would require him to come. You know what would a bouncer in parliament be if Rajiv Chandrasekhar is taking him on his sports policy and Sachin Tendulkar responds? That would be a bouncer, a parliamentary debate. So far, the problem with Sachin Tendulkar as an MP is he hasn't even showed up to the pitch. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But talking about his desire and will, so I mean, it's up to him. The remaining days, I mean, he has to make up and he has to go out there and show that he has the desire and will to do something as a Rajya Sabha MP and for the people of this country. So it has to come out from him himself.
I think there's also a fundamental problem, Rajiv, when Boria and Vinay suggest that going forward, if he thinks he has the desire and the will, should these issues not have been resolved in Sachin's head before he took up the post of a member of parliament? He should have been certain, I'm taking this up, it's a responsibility, I will find the time to be able to live up to the expectations people have. Halfway through his term, he can't say, well, I'm not really enjoying this, therefore I want out. This should have been thought through before he accepted the invitation to be member of parliament.
But he hasn't.
I agree. I think this.
Yes, Rajiv.
No, I think I said at the start of this, at the top of this program, Rahul, that there is in my mind, I believe that some of these people believe that becoming a Rajya Sabha MP is a little bit of an ornamental, some sign of achievement. And they don't believe that it is linked to really a series of responsibilities, obligations that flow from it. And I'm not meaning any disrespect to Sachin or Rekha or anybody else, but I genuinely believe that they believe that becoming an MP is in itself an end rather than a means to an end. And it is not. Being an MP is really about leaving behind your celebritydom and becoming one of 245 MPs in Parliament and doing your bit just like every other MP does. Look, there are 12 nominated MPs in Parliament, in Rajya Sabha, and some of them have been stellar. You have Professor Swaminathan, you have Shyam Benegal, you have H.K. Dua, you have people who really spend a lot of time in Parliament and, contribute more than their grade.
Okay.
And I don't see any reason why there should be one category of, let's say, glamorous MPs who believe that by being there itself they have achieved something and they don't have to contribute
Sachin
further.
Tendulkar is doing no one any favor by accepting the position of Member of Parliament. It's a responsibility he has undertaken. It's a mandate he must fulfill. And if he's not up to it, like in cricket, pad up, score or get out. Sachin Tendulkar, you might be the greatest cricketer, but when it comes to being a Member of Parliament, you have a responsibility that you've taken an oath to uphold. And if you can't fulfill that responsibility, there's no point holding up a position on the team. Borya Majumdar, Vinay Naidu, Rajiv Chandrasekhar for joining us on Centre Stage this evening. Thank you very much.